The audacity to call 1,000 dead Americans a day almost nothing, to win votes. And Laura Ingraham, a pro-life advocate, just nodding along. Wow. That's where we start today with some of our favorite reporters and friends. Los Angeles Times White House reporter Eli Stokel's back. He's been on the road with Trump this week. Also joining us, former Obama White House press secretary and MSNBC political analyst Robert Gibbs is here, and MSNBC medical contributor Dr. Kavita Patel, a former health policy director in the Obama White House. I have to start with a little bit of breaking news with you, Dr. Patel, because Donald Trump has accused doctors of lying about COVID deaths to enrich themselves. Let's watch.
You know, our doctors get more money if somebody dies from COVID. You know that, right? I mean, our doctors are very smart people. So what they do is they say, I'm sorry, but, you know, everybody dies of COVID.
First of all, that's not true. But what do you have to say to someone who is so willing to make political roadkill out of everyone, even the doctors who are on the front line, even the doctors who work to save his life?
Yeah, it's pretty, I mean, Nicole, there's just nothing to even say to try to rationalize it because it's clearly irrational. He's been saying this now, you know, doctors are making this up. The deaths are not real. And not only are the facts completely opposite that, but I wish there were a world where we could actually say, oh, you know what, there's no more COVID and these deaths are not coming from COVID. But unfortunately, I've spent the day and I'm going to be spending more of my days along with my colleagues in making diagnoses and proclaiming and pronouncing people dead. So this is absolutely the opposite. And unfortunately, Nicole, this is just part of his last ditch effort to try to save any amount of his presidency and somehow propagate the notion that COVID is done. And he's put that in a memo and it's not real. And the reality is what we see in front of us. It's cases, almost 100,000 cases a day. I didn't think we would get here, but here we are. And listen to his words and look at his actions.
And it is part of a strategy, Robert Gibbs. Their strategy, and I saw that clip from Don Jr. Last night on Laura Ingraham, and I was as appalled by Laura Ingram's reaction as I was by Don Jr.'s words. Their strategy now is to deny the pandemic exists, deny that people are dying from it, and then attack doctors and blame. It's not even just a media hoax. It's a hoax with doctors in on it. It's bat-bleep crazy.
Well, look, if you wanted to explain where this election is and why, you can show that clip. There are two people talking into a media ecosystem that reaches about 42% of America, and they'll believe whatever they hear inside that media echo chamber. The rest of us, a majority of the country, have been watching that media echo chamber happen for the last 8 or 9 months as we've seen the proliferation of this mass pandemic. And we see somebody who's not just unwilling to take the steps to get our country back into safety, they're unwilling to even acknowledge it exists. And that distrust is made a majority of Americans ready and on the precipice to fire that chief executive because we know he can't only not fix it, he doesn't even see that it's happening.
You know, I want to press you on this, Robert Gibbs, because I saw that and I felt that there was this tragic exploitation taking place. There are people who are so lonely and so frightened about their businesses and about their kids being home at school. And it seems that, and you're right, and maybe we should have been paying more attention to the big lie and the marketing of the big lie. I mean, Donald Trump acknowledged to Bob Woodward that he was downplaying COVID on purpose as a strategy, a political strategy. So he's confessed to the crime. But maybe we should have stared a little longer at the cover-up. And Fox News is very much a part of the cover-up. I guess my question for you is, are you sure that it's not enough, that there are more people living over here on planet Earth that see the facts than there are people who have swallowed the big lie?
Oh, no, I definitely think there are more people that have seen the facts. I mean, I think there's there's that alternative reality that's over there that denies wearing a mask is the right thing to do, or, you know, again, not even the idea that they've got this under control or next to nothing. We set a record yesterday. We'll set a record today. We'll probably exceed 100,000 cases, as the doctor said fairly shortly. You know, look, I will tell you this. I've had these arguments with the higher ups at Fox News, and I'll tell you what they will tell you. And this is where the whole experiment is wrong. Laura Ingraham, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, those aren't news programs. Those are opinion programs. We don't have anything. We can't go in and do anything about opinion programs. The challenge and the difference is they're not opinion programs. They're news programs, and people are looking at them and reading them or watching them as if they're trying to get information and news. And it's exceedingly dangerous. People have died as a result of misinformation across a number of spectrums. And the absolute denial is, it's terrible, it's tragic, and it's deadly. And it's, I fear, not going to get any better anytime soon.